Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how I prepare my concept presentation boards using inspiration images from Pinterest. This is not a tutorial on how to create these presentation boards because this is not mine. What I do when I need to come up with a layout and I'm looking for some inspiration. So let's get started. So let's go to Pinterest and find some inspiration. I already have an idea of the board style that I want. I'm looking for a blended composition with earthy tones for my zero carbon project because it fits in with the theme of the presentation and the project. If you saw my video on the ultimate guide to presentation boards, you might recognize these boards, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll have it linked in the cards for you to watch right after this video. These boards are so amazing and I can undoubtedly appreciate all of the hard work behind them. I'm also really thankful that we can be inspired by them and try our own version of them, I guess. So I have selected a few boards that I thought were amazing and creative. So I think this one was my favorite because of the color scheme, the composition, and the perspective on the bottom. I also really love the small diagram on the top of the section. I just thought that was so clever and just minimalist. And this was the board I was actually looking for from 2 weeks ago because it was so creative. However, I thought that these two boards work together better as the mountains really flow, and so unfortunately this one that I really liked just didn't go with the vision, so sadly I had to let it go. I decided to take these perspectives from this board because the other boards don't have interior images and I need interior images, and there's also a hill perspective on the left board and I don't really need another one, so I'm just painting over it with a white brush. I've then decided to flip the board starting with the left one now because I really like the title and how the project brief was presented. As soon as they were flipped, the composition got so much better and you can kind of see the vision I had where on the left board, the middle image is a perspective, but then it turns into a section on the right page. And I don't really need another side plan, so I'll just take that one out. And then we have the exploded axonometric is also very important for our project, so I decided to add that as well from the other presentation boards. I also liked how the concept diagram was presented on the other presentation board, so I kind of added that too. And here I'm kind of visualizing my own project and the story and how it's going to be read and what else do I need to add. So I thought I need to add some more sections because our project needs to be adaptable to sit on a slope and a flat side. So I thought showing a few more sections of how it sits on both side conditions could be very useful. So if you copy the layer and then turn the blending mode to multiply, the image just blends in with the background with no effort. And that's just perfect. And then I thought I should look on Pinterest again to see if there are any more diagram ideas for sustainable architecture. I always do an environmental section and I just wanted to do something different this time, but sadly I didn't find anything new, but to be honest, I didn't look for very long, so I guess that's my fault too. And since my project is a self-built zero carbon house and all about sustainable design features, so I thought I should do an environmental section with a twist. Add some construction details and information to take both sustainability and self-build. You can also change the color of any diagram you find just to see visually what colors you'll be using, and which you can easily do by adding a hue and saturation adjustment layer, which is a very useful trick if you find diagrams that inspire you and you think you want to recreate, but the different colors and they might not actually fit your presentation boards. And that is basically it. I print these out and sketch over it, maybe in Photoshop as well. Any possible changes I might need and whether or not I need anything else. If I had my plans, I would have checked if any of this to work to scale, because we can plan all we want, but if our plans are not to scale, it's not gonna work. If you have your plans to scale, I would suggest you test it out on your presentation board and see how it works. And now this is in my final layout. I'm sure it will change, but this is just a process that I do to come up with a layout because I need a visual reference on how it might look. And I could already see things that I want to change, but I'll just leave that for another day. And now I kind of have just a rough idea on what diagrams, perspectives, and color scheme I'll be needing or using. Just to let you know, I don't suggest you actually use any of the visuals in your own boards because that will be considered plagiarism. And by no means am I suggesting that these are my own. You saw that these are just from Pinterest. I just really love these boards and wanted to try and recreate them myself for my own presentation with my own visuals, of course. So let me know, what do you do to come up with layouts, and if you have any ideas or visuals for a self-build, zero-carbon mobile house. That would be very helpful because the title itself kind of speaks of how complicated the project is. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Rasha Shururu and I will see you next time.